Hello, everybody, and welcome to Hold That Thought. My name's John Samuel, and I'm going to be your host. In this episode, we will be discussing feedback. Not that silly noise coming through my microphone, but real, hardcore, constructive criticism. Stuff that's going to make you think and make you get better. For those who follow the podcast, I think there's 2 of you. And my social media, I think there's 3 of you. Realize and know that recently I've been judging the Battle of the Bands. I was invited by 94.1 The Bud. It's a radio station based out of Orlando, Florida. And the people are phenomenal. Everyone from the event promoter to the DJ to the general manager has just been extremely welcoming and just generally great folks. And I'm really happy to be part of this. So my first experience at the Battle of the Bands, I've judged 2 contests so far, and I plan on judging 2 more. My first contest took place at Harry Buffalo's in Orlando. And when I walked through the door, I sat down. I really thought I was getting ready to watch 2 19-year-old bands just go dig deep and get dirty and battle it out. But up on the stage were 2 bands over 40 years old. I'm not going to lie. I was kind of taken back. I wasn't sure what to expect. Why were they here? At their age? What did they have to prove? But as the contest started and the bands were announced, the first band got on stage and just ripped it. And then the second band got up there and played their hearts out. And at the end of the contest, all 3 judges looked at each other and we were shaking our heads because we had a really good time. And we each went over our notes. We picked the winner. And then afterwards, we took time to shake hands of all the musicians and to give them our feedback on what they thought. We thought they did good and what they could use to work on, to improve, to get better. And both bands were extremely receptive to our feedback. And it was awesome. Because it's hard to pick a winner. We want to see both bands go. It was like the second contest. The second Battle of the Bands, it was so tight. It was like 3-point difference that separated the winning band and the second place band. And we wanted to see both bands go because they played their asses off. But only one band goes. And once again, we handed out our feedback. And both bands were extremely receptive. And it made me realize that if you really want to improve, if you really want to get better, then you got to open yourself up to criticism. You got to open yourself up to receiving solid feedback. I'm going to share a little story with you. So I recently joined a club. And it's like a meetup club, whatever you want to call it. It's called the Entrepreneur Social Club. And every Thursday, we get together, 30, 40 small business owners, and we sit around a table and we try to figure out how we can help each other get better as business owners. And on my second visit, one of the club members pulled up my website. And he looked at me and he goes, "Your website fucking sucks." And I looked up, I opened my notebook, and I started jotting down notes as fast as possible. And as everyone was speaking and people were giving me their insight onto what I should do better to improve, I knew I'd reached a different point in my life. Because maybe 2 or 3 years prior, I would have walked out of there. Who the fuck are these people blasting me like that? But you'll never get better if you can't stop and listen. You will never improve if you seek the advice of friends and family members. Of course they're going to be cordial with you. Of course they're going to tell you, "Oh, yeah, your website looks okay." You know how many people have told me my website looks okay? I've met up with SCORE mentors, SBA mentors, and they pulled up my website. And they go, "Hey, your website looks like you're doing a good job. You really don't need me." No, I'm not doing a good job. My online presence looks like shit. And I know I have to work my ass off to improve that. And I was so thankful when I left that meeting that I got real, honest feedback on not only on my business, but on my online presence. Because without that feedback, I would have nothing to strive for. Without that feedback, I can't set goals for my company and for myself to improve. My question to you is, are you receptive to feedback? When was the last time you've reached out to anyone but a family member or a friend and got feedback on your latest album? Or got feedback on your landing page? Or got feedback on your live performance? If you haven't done that recently, find someone outside of your industry, find another small business owner. Pay them if you have to. Get honest feedback. Because your mom's not going to tell you. Your best friend surely is not going to tell you. You need a guideline to improve, to get better. And you got to start setting goals for yourself. And not all feedback's going to be great. I've received feedback from small business owners that just didn't coincide with my business goals, my dreams, my business plan, my creative approach. It just did not work for me. But you better believe I listened to it. And I took the time to listen to it. But that's just a small percentage. You'll get that small percentage, and then you just push it aside. But then reach out to people in the industry who may matter. Reach out to people outside of your industry. You need a different insight. You can't always seek insight from the people who work in your industry. There's no creative approach to that. So here's 4 benefits that I want to share with you on feedback. And it's stuff I constantly think about. Feedback promotes effective listening. When you're online and you ask a question, you cannot kind of just skip over it. You don't have to be listening effectively. You can kind of just scroll your way out of it. But when you're on a one-on-one, it's important that you listen to what that person has to say. So feedback will promote effective listening. Inspiring you, and helping you get motivated is another great attribute to receiving feedback. When I walked in there and I sat down and the guy goes, "Your website looks like fucking shit," it motivated me to get off my ass and fix my website. I still have a long way to go. I've started working on it and I'm doing this by myself. And as soon as I can, I'm going to hire a professional. And it's slowly, I'm working the kinks out. But it motivated me. And the most important factors that he told me what looked like shit on my website have all been taken care of. Now, like I said, I have a motivational tool. It looks like shit. I got to fix it. The third is that it's going to help you improve your performance. Everyone needs to improve their performance. We can't keep on going through the same daily scenarios, doing the same thing over and over and over, playing the same songs, sending the same emails, expecting different results. Because that shit ain't going to happen. Unless you improve your performance, unless you improve your daily goals and what you're striving to accomplish, unless you're getting up early and going to bed late, it's not going to happen. You got to improve your performance. And that's what feedback does. Because you can go back to that person like a mentor and say, "Hey, in 1 month from now, I'm going to bring to you my new project. Can you give me an updated feedback, an updated evaluation on my performance?" That way you know if you're improving. You don't practice that entire month and you go back for a review and it's the same show you played the first time, then your feedback's probably going to be the same. But if you bust your ass every single day to try to get better, and you go back to that person and say, "Hey, look, here it is." And they go, "Holy shit, man, this is great." That's going to keep you motivated. That's going to keep you inspired. So feedback can improve your performance. The last thing that I want to share with you, number 4, is that it's a tool for continued learning, continuing your education. Because you can't do the same thing and expect different results if you're not learning a new approach or learning a different way to it. So I want to be known in the local music industry as the go-to guy. That's not going to come overnight. I have to study. I have to read. I have to have multiple conversations with folks inside the music industry. I have to be able to listen, and I have to be able to receive feedback. But that's me learning every single day. Every single day I have to strive to get better and learn more. So those 4 things can really help you improve your game and step it up a notch. And feedback is extremely crucial. I hope you guys will all take the time to seek out feedback so that you can get better. And what I'm looking for you, evaluate this podcast. I know the first 10 sucked. I get it. I listened to them, why I'm editing them, editing them, and they're slowly getting better. But leave a comment on YouTube. Drop me some feedback. Trust me, I can handle it. I have a very blunt wife. So drop some feedback. And here's a quote I want to leave with you. Champions keep playing until they get it right. Champions keep playing until they get it right. That quote is from Billie Jean King. I hope you enjoyed this episode on feedback, and I look forward to providing you with more content in the near future. Thanks for joining me on Hold That Thought.